Hola, mi amigos. How are ya? Thank you so much for coming by. I'm just doing my weekly check on this area to look for some changes. Fall has fallen here in New England. It is absolutely beautiful around here. Let's look for some changes here. If maybe there are, maybe there aren't. I don't know if I uploaded that video yet about the gentleman who says that these are hoaxes and that it's trash. These are obviously man-made. Which, of course, I don't believe that they are. Well, I believe the possibility is there to be man-made. But for you to say that this is a hoax by any means, well, it isn't by me. Not a hoax by me, at least. That is the first bird I've heard yet out here. It's quiet, really quiet here out here today. Everything seems to be the same here, but I can't be exactly sure till I go back and reference what it looked like when I first found it. And it looks like the X that I left, which I regret leaving, is still there, unchanged. Wait a minute. Where's the other structure? There it is. So I no longer will be calling these teepees. They are deadfall manipulation or forest manipulation. I think I might start using that term for lack of a better one. Oh, this is different. Well, maybe I saw this and I didn't notice it. I don't recall that being there, but I'll have to go back and check my archives. Hakugo's there. Deathly quiet out here today. I love this little structure here. I just think it's so cool looking, how tight everything is. And then this is kind of similar to this, kind of. Just how this kind of like a extra something, almost like it's, this is what the whole thing should look like, but it doesn't. So slight similarities, kind of. If I can pull up a picture of one of these that I found in southeastern Massachusetts, I will, and kind of show like it's something that it's not just one or two that I've seen where it's kind of the build is different. Like this here is so different than this. Right? And even when I showed you the other one there, it's different from the rest of the build. You know what I mean? You've got this kind of wall here, and then the rest. And I think out of all five manipulated deadfall that I found out here, this one is kind of the most interesting to me. It's really neat. You get right up inside here and kind of see how it was done. Really cool. You get right inside, and that's the view of someone oncoming. If you ever wanted to kind of tuck yourself in here and I recently found a channel. Very nice woman. She seems very nice. Southern Ontario Bigfoot or Southern Ontario Sasquatch. I'll put that down below on the screen so to make sure I get it right. I just found her channel thanks to you guys who referred her channel to mine. And I kept getting comments of saying, Dave, you got to check out this woman's channel. She's finding very similar structures or stuff that you're finding. I clicked on the very first video. I think it was called Who Are You? And I could not believe my eyes. I was standing there with my nephew, sitting in the barn. I clicked onto it, and the music caught his attention. And he's like, oh my God, Uncle David, look it's the same stuff that you're finding. I was like, oh my goodness, I got to get in touch with this person's channel and just thank her for showing what it is that she's showing, because it's really cool. What am I seeing here? This looks different. Why do I see greenery? Well, all right, I see. The greenery is from this tree right here. This looks like it might have changed. I'm gonna have to take a look. I really don't want you guys to get sick of this area, but this is my spot, you guys. God, the leaves are falling everywhere. I just got hit right in the mug with a leaf. It's beautiful out here. So that's mine. I put that there. I really am. I have had second thoughts about it. I realize now I don't think I should have done it. I don't know what I said to them, because I do believe that all of these manipulated deadfall structures are from a small group of Sasquatch that call this home out here. Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember this. I'll have to go back. Look at this tree, guys. So please explain. This was whipped out of the ground, or say it was blown out of the ground and it fell over, right? Where's its home? Where did it come from? So this is kind of an occasion where I say this was done by a person, or, right? Why? Why would it be done by a person? I think that this is brought out here as building material by Sam Squamch. And that's my opinion. So as I walk around this area a little bit, I do want to talk about Christopher Noel's episode 16 of Sasquatch Civic Duty. And I kind of have to agree with what he's saying about, and this is just my personal opinion about it myself, that I think I need to come out and let you all know what I really think that this species is. So I'm going to clear the air a little bit, and I don't want to upset anybody. I do not believe that it's interdimensional. I do not think that it's alien. I think it's flesh and blood, that it is a species. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff around me here. But that's not to say that at nauseum me talking about having an open mind and keeping an open mind. I still do. That doesn't change for me, because I just need a little bit of show me, right? I need something that'll show me that these things can appear and disappear out in and out of thin air, right? Because I can reference film or a video, tracks on the ground. What I cannot wrap my mind around is an alien craft coming down and dropping off a Bigfoot. And then because and also just the word alien, right? That just is something that we can't explain. So, who's to really say what they are? But as far as dimension jumping and such, I don't know. I don't think I can really subscribe to that. I just really feel that it's flesh, blood. I'm an offshoot. Well, we are an offshoot from Sasquatch. That's somewhere down the evolutionary chain, or somewhere up. As we split, I think Sasquatch split off into its own thing, and as we did. Now, this is that gentleman, Mr. Turner, was talking about headers. That this is a human build. Anybody that would construct something like this, I think it is to have the appearance of a door opening. But what is going to crawl into here? I don't know. It's only 2 feet high. Really awesome, beautiful looking structure. So that's where I stand on Sasquatch. That it is a species, living, breathing, solid mass. It just has an amazing ability to escape and evade, or at least evade. And we don't know much more than that, right? I will freely admit that I take issue with the comments that this gentleman made, because he was talking about me. He may not have called out names, but he was talking about what I'm looking at right here. And the other gentleman on the show that I didn't know his name, he said, we all want to be right. And that's true. I don't want to, I'd hate to have to be researching these things, right? And then come to find out somebody who built them videotaped the whole thing, and I see the whole process. But I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm great at that because it's happened so often. I have no problem with admitting, okay, my bad, right? Then I was wrong. I don't believe I am with these forest manipulated pieces of deadfall that make up these. And that's my opinion, and that's an opinion of not just mine, but of a lot of others. You've got people out there that are in the woods that are taking time. Taking their time and energy, and there's a lot more. I think a lot more goes into these videos, I think, than a person who doesn't have a channel can understand of how time consuming this can get. But I'm not going to complain because I absolutely love it. Look at this. Look at where I am. You know what I mean? And this is free, right? This is free. I paid nothing to come out here. And the benefits I get from it just mentally, never mind hiking and walking around and you're moving and you're doing something. And it amazes me that there are people out there that will comment and say things that I'm not sure they've ever had dirt under their boots, right? I don't know some of these people have ever gone into the woods. I'm not talking about the guy that made the comments that Bigfoot structures are trash. I'm not talking about that. Although but I don't know, because this guy, I don't know his background or whatever, but it's really laughable, and I shouldn't let it get to me. But I think that when a blatant shot's taken at me, for me not to respond, I think I'm doing a disservice to let this guy say these kinds of things, and without anybody speaking up. So I can't speak for other explorers such as myself that go out there. I can't speak for them, but I can speak for me when I say I can assure you that many of these manipulated deadfall structures are not man-made. I'm not hoaxing a damn thing. I don't joke like that when it comes to this subject. And I've said in videos in the past that once you lie about one thing or you inflate a story, right, to make it more interesting, once you fib one time, then everything else before that and after that is suspect. It can be called into question. So I make it a point that when I tell you I'm not 10 miles deep into the woods in a massive mountain in New Hampshire, that I can still hear traffic in the background. That's one of those little honesties that are very important, that you're not misled. All it takes is somebody to watch videos and to catch you in something, in some kind of discrepancy. A mistake is different. To make a mistake and say, I hiked 2 miles and maybe it was 1.75 miles or 1.5 miles, that's an honest mistake, but I'm talking about being misled. So when you talk about hoaxing, something like this, as simple as this, that this has been here for a couple of years now. This was the original, and I found the print right over here. The first print I found up here was right over here, which was last year. And then these other 5 deadfall manipulated structures were found. I don't know. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. Well, I'm gonna call it a wrap on this one for now. I think I've addressed this subject enough. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look at some of this, some of the footage of the manipulated structures out here, and I'm gonna see if there's any subtle changes. It's very hard to do, guys. You know, unless I have to actually sit and look at the structure and count the number of sticks. Keep a mental note of the arrangement on how they're arranged, and then go and then look at a newer one, count again, look at the arrangement. But I have since discovered a couple subtle changes. But, you know, you could have a branch fall from a tree and land on said existing structure, right? And then have it look different. Or you can have a bear walk into one of these things and turn around inside and knock something down and change it that way. And I will always, always say, people could be building these. I really doubt it, but it is possible. That cannot be denied. Another thing, I think I've mentioned this a few times about, you know, it's one thing for me to see these things out here and, of course, even to myself, think, well, these could have been built by somebody out here. Not Boy Scouts. We have to put that to rest. Boy Scouts would be ashamed to build a structure like that. And how poorly built it really is poorly built is if a group of Boy Scouts did it. But I already have talked to more than one person deeply embedded in their whole. He's like a 3rd generation Boy Scout. Just recently, this would never be left up in the forest. They leave no trace. So, Boy Scouts, no. Now, when you look at these kinds of things, and I see on other channels, like that channel I mentioned, I still can't get over that Southern Ontario Bigfoot or Southern Ontario Sasquatch. And please forgive me for not knowing exactly the name. I'm brand new to your channel, and I plan on watching a lot more of your stuff. But she's finding the very same thing. So unless there's a blueprint, a hoaxing blueprint, right, where you've got this paper that tells you how to build a Sasquatch-like structure. I mean, I couldn't do this. I guess I could. I mean, give me some time. I could probably replicate it, you know, but you see them in Canada. I see other videos, Colorado Bigfoot or Colorado forest beings, I think, I'm not sure. They have the same kind of structures, big, small. The similarities are really so convincing to see such similar things. It blew my mind to watch these Southern Ontario videos. I could not believe it. It's like these structures were taken from my forested area here and brought up to her area, and for her to video. And I mean, she's got some incredible like bark manipulations and stuff like that. Just really awesome. If you haven't seen that channel, go check it out. You might be shocked at the similarities between the structures that we're finding, that I'm finding here in New Hampshire, and the ones I found in Massachusetts, to what she's finding in her area. Thank you guys so much for clicking. I really do appreciate it. And I will definitely see you guys on the next one.